April 16th, Brooklyn, New York City, USA. On the same card as Errol Spence Jr. versus Chris Algieri, we've also got Krzysztof Glowacki defending his WBO World Cruiserweight title against former IBF Cruiserweight champion and veteran Steve Cunningham. I think this is a very, very good fight. Glowacki impressed me quite a lot with his win over Marco Huck. He showed a good level of fitness, determination. He came back from that very, very heavy knockdown. He showed heart. He showed a pretty good boxing brain and solid skills. And he became only the second man ever to stop Marco Huck. And obviously the first man ever to do it was Steve Cunningham, his opponent for this fight. Cunningham's been fighting, obviously, the past few years at heavyweight. But I don't think coming back down to cruiserweight is going to be a problem for him in terms of losing strength or anything like that. Because if you look at the weights that he weighed in when he was a heavyweight, he was only just over 200 pounds. He was weighing in, I think, for one or two of his fights, I'm sure he was actually at 200 pounds when he fought a heavyweight. But certainly, a lot of the fights he was weighing 202 pounds, 204, 205. I think he might, for one of the fights, been up as high as 210. But for the most part, he was in, only just over 200 pounds. So I don't think cutting a couple pounds of water weight before a fight is going to hurt him, even at 39 years of age. If anything, the age will be more of a factor, in my personal opinion, than the weight. Because, as I say, at heavyweight, he wasn't really weighing much more than he was at cruiserweight. And, you have to imagine that when he was a cruiserweight, on fight night, he was probably weighing 202, 203, 204, maybe a bit more than that for a lot of his cruiserweight fights. But his age, he's 39 years of age, and he's had a lot of tough fights. Eventually, that's got to catch up with him. Even in fights he's won, like the Amir Mansour fight, he had to take some terrific punches from Mansour. He was obviously dropped very, very heavily in that fight. That has to catch up with him. The wear and tear on his body, the miles on the clock. Will that be this fight here against Krzysztof Glowacki? Now, obviously, Steve Cunningham's got his fair share of losses, but a lot of those losses, or quite a few of those losses, and I think a draw or two, have been controversial. So he's definitely had bad luck in that regard. But in one aspect which he's had pretty good fortune in his career is getting opportunities. Now, he never got a world title fight at heavyweight, but he was always in there against fairly big names. Tyson Fury, obviously, Amir Mansour, etc., etc. And now that he's signed with Al Heyman, his first fight back down at cruiserweight, he's got an instant world title shot against Krzysztof Glowacki. And obviously, Glowacki, correct me if I'm wrong, is also an Al Heyman fighter. So yeah, Steve Cunningham can thank his lucky stars that he's getting this opportunity, because he hasn't fought in a cruiserweight in quite some time. I'm looking to see how Glowacki is going to handle Cunningham, who's a veteran, and I'm looking to see if Cunningham has still got anything left. If he's able to beat Glowacki, or he's able to at least put on a good showing, maybe lose a controversial decision again. I know that wouldn't be nice for him, but still, if he was able to do that, then it would show that he's still got something to offer the cruiserweight division. For Glowacki, it's going to be interesting to see how he copes with Steve Cunningham's style, because Cunningham is, I think, a better boxer than anyone Glowacki's been in with before. He's got a very good jab. He's got good movement. This ain't Marco Huck. This is a guy with very, very good boxing skills, good experience. He's wily. He's tough. He can come back from knockdowns. He's got good stamina. He's always in shape, Steve Cunningham. So it's going to be interesting to see how Glowacki copes with this type of style. And I just think it's a good fight in general. I'm looking forward to this one. Steve Cunningham isn't normally in bad fights. So let me know how you feel about this fight, people. How do you see it going? Who do you see winning the fight? How do you see the fight playing out? Do you think this will be more of a boxing match? You think Glowacki's really going to have to start letting punches fly and try and stop Steve Cunningham? Because you have to figure that Steve Cunningham, if the fight is on the back foot, if the fight is fought at long range, that Cunningham's going to have the advantage. I'm pretty sure Cunningham has the longer arms. As I say, he's wily, he's experienced, he's got a good jab. He's fought at a high level for much longer than Krzysztof Glowacki. And by the way, if I'm mispronouncing Glowacki's name, please correct me in the comment section below. Obviously, I'm not Polish. I'm not too familiar with the Polish language, so don't feel no way to correct me if I'm butchering his name. But yeah, let me know how you feel about this fight, people. How do you see it going? Do you think Cunningham has actually got a real shot in this fight? Personally, I think if Cunningham is even 85% of himself, and it's not easy to be 85% of you at your best when you're 39 years of age and you've been in a lot of tough fights. But if he is 85%, I'd give him a fair shot against Glowacki. I'd give him a fair shot. I see this as a very competitive fight and definitely looking forward to it. So let me know how you feel, people. It's your boy Hatman. I'm out.